Hey everyone, welcome to the NJCAA Network. I'm Nick Nielsen, along with the great one, Brandon Goebel from JUCO Advocate. Brandon, it's great to meet you in person, even better to be in the magic of the Hutchinson Sports Arena.
Absolutely. I mean, every year this place is just incredible. This is one of the most fun environments in all of college basketball, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you on the sideline. All the action going on behind us all week.
It's going to be great. And we have an amazing slate of basketball today. We have six games, and we are within, a 9-iron of several pizza ranches. It's going to be a great day in Hutchinson. Let's get right to it. Let's walk through the games. Game number 1 today, we have the last team into the tournament will be the first team on the court, Daytona State versus Walters State. Give me a quick soundbite on this game, Mr. Goebel.
Well, as we talked about on JUCO Jam last week when we did our recap of the selection, last team into the tournament, first team in your hearts. Not sure if the 16 seed necessarily fits Daytona State. We're going to see how they come out here, but this is probably one of the more loaded 16 seeds that you'll ever see.
It's probably the best 16 seed in the history of the modern era of junior college basketball. The 2014 tournament, Josue Grullon, a clear All-American, Kylan Green. It's a loaded Daytona State team. As we transition to game number 2, we have another fantastic matchup. It is going to be, and I just had a mental, it's Cali. It's our friends at Cali. It's Jeff Nwankwo versus Allegheny of Cumberland, Maryland. Talk Cali, Allegheny. What are your thoughts, Brandon?
Well, obviously the star of the show in that game is going to be Jeff Nwankwo. There's going to be a lot of people in the building here today. Weather's a little dodgy out there. It's a little breezy. Some people flying in. Hopefully they made their flights to get to see Jeff Nwankwo get off the floor here today for the first game. Cali was my pick to actually win the national tournament. So we'll see what happens if they're able to come out of the gate with all cylinders firing.
You did pick Cali. I chose Northwestern Florida. Brandon, I think this is a great opportunity for our fans. Are you sticking with Cali? Are you willing to take a pivot? Are we still Team Tiger?
I'm all in on the beard.
Fear the beard, Donnie Jackson, and Cali.
I'm not changing.
If we had to give you a second choice, who would you go with?
I'm probably going to have to go with South Plains, one of, arguably the most talented team in the building. Had a couple road bumps there. I was able to talk to Coach Hayden Sowers last night. We talked about on our show the motivation, the playing with your chip on your shoulder. I said, hey, do the guys feel like, now they got this chip that they're kind of maybe underappreciated? And he said, no, they're just really locked in and they just want to go smash some people's heads in. Great.
I'm sure my name didn't come up at all during that time with Coach Hayden Sowers. I clearly put them on upset alert, which brings us right to game number 3. Jones-Panola. I think it's going to be a terrific matchup. To me, Panola known for defense. Jones shooting an unbelievable clip from 3. It's going to be a great game 3.
These tournaments are always interesting because if you get a team that just really gets hot, especially from beyond the perimeter, anything can happen. Jones guards the perimeter well, but Panola is pretty darn loaded. They've got a lot of players being recruited by a lot of people in this building right now. They have a lot to play for this year. Some heavy hearts there at Panola with some things that happened this season. And so they're coming into this tournament kind of with some extra motivation. We're going to see if that, how that plays out for them today.
When you talk about kids who could potentially have a life-changing week at the national tournament, a couple of those Panola kids come up to me. Jonah Hinton is one who I think could have a really good week as a combo guard. And Yafet Mundi, he has flashes where you really think, wow, this kid really has it all together, big Power 5 type of ability, but then other times he kind of disappears a little bit.
So, originally committed to High Point University, decided to reopen his recruitment. It's going to be interesting to see if he has a great tournament, that decision, how that plays out, and if he doesn't have a great tournament, how that affects that decision that he made there. So, but with Hutch and this tournament, anybody can turn their stars into something different.
And in Game 5 tonight, we have, I believe, the only a matchup where the teams played each other during the regular season. So we had Odessa, Trinidad play early in the season. Trinidad won by 10. Different teams, right? I think Odessa was still trying to find themselves. Odessa later in the season switched to the 3-2 zone. And I think really that was an answer maybe to compete against South Plains. right? So how will they come out here when South Plains isn't really the nemesis and they're trying to beat Trinidad State? I think pace will really be interesting to watch in that game.
Yeah, definitely going to be a game of who controls the pace. Can Trinidad get out and run their game in the championship of the Region 9 final against Western Nebraska? They got out fast and in a hurry. They were up 30 points before you even had a chance to
blink of an eye.
Yeah, unbelievable performance there. Odessa obviously trying to really slow things down, trying to play very defensive basketball. They spread the ball around. Willie Lightfoot is an unbelievable player. Macklin has had his ups and downs, but he has the ability to get hot. So it's going to be interesting to see who controls that pace and makes the other team play the way they want to play.
Another kid who I know that a lot of these Division I schools are going to be looking at is going to be 6'10" Jordan Ray of Odessa, right? A big kid with a lot of talent. He's another kid who I think his recruiting could skyrocket with a good week here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's quite a number of people in that game that could make some changes here. Trinidad State, very, very under the radar with their players. There's going to be a lot of people having seen them for the first time here. And so, if they can handle that pressure, they could really make some changes to their recruitment.
In Game 6, I might be more excited about this than anything today. It's going to be Lee Wallace State. And Wallace State has one of the premier players in all of junior college basketball, Jimmy Williams. His recruitment, I know, has blown up. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, checks a lot of boxes, originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, Jimmy Williams definitely going to be the one that a lot of people have circled here. Could be that kid that gets the Hutch effect, and recruitment who has been good could just go to an entirely different level.
And I know, right behind us we have the guys warming up from both Daytona State and Walters State. Daytona State 28-3, last team to get into the tournament, but they had a terrific year. The body of work was really, really good. Battle tested. They played Eastern Florida. They played Northwest Florida. And I think really that win over Northwest Florida is why they were here. A really talented team who can hit the 3-ball. These are the top 2 scoring teams in the tournament playing against each other in the first game. I love the early game where we have these 2 high-powered offenses. This game should be brought to us by Red Bull because it's going to be up and down, fast-paced.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, we've talked about Yosue Gruyan all season, one of the best players in the country. Getting to see him first off in the tournament, a real treat for us.
Yeah, and Walters State maybe slept on a little bit, right? We don't talk about the Tennessee region a lot. 28-2. 2-0 against teams in the tournament. They beat Georgia Highlands twice. J.R. Jacobs, 8.4 assists a game with Ramondo Ballard. 2 players to watch. Guys, let's sit back. Let's enjoy this game. It's going to be a great day of basketball.